Basically, we are presenting our case that Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadyani, founder of Ahmadiyya Jamaat, he acknowledged, he believed that prophets of Allah, they do have objectionable things in their lives and they have blameworthy things in their lives. Okay, so this is how he started, and I want you to please think about this. He gave the example of Khidr alayhi salam, that when Khidr is killing a child, it is in the Quran. He gave the example of Ibrahim alayhi salam making those three statements. Okay, and he gave the example of Musa alayhi salam leaving the Egypt according to the biblical narrative. He's leaving the Egypt, and apparently they had some stuff that belongs to the Egyptians, but they did not return their stuff. Okay, and then he gave that specific example, which was the subject of the whole discussion, that Isa alayhi salam, na'uzu billahi min zalik, having those inappropriate, you can say, actions when she is, doing all of that stuff which he quoted from the Bible. So what I'm trying to say is, now that is the main point. The whole argument that was presented to Razi, first and foremost, did you notice that I broke down the whole argument in 12 points? I said that these 12 points, this is the position of Mirza Ghulam Qadyani. This is what is mentioned in this particular 5 pages, and I gave him this open invitation, not once, not twice, 3 times. I said, tell me that from these 12 points, which one is it for which you want to see the evidence? Which one is it which you want to challenge? He did not challenge any one of them because they are there, right? Secondly, look, he was trying to say basically three things. Number one, he was trying to say that, okay, did you notice he said this in the last turn as well? Okay, if Mirza Ghulam Qadyani has said this thing, what about Kashaful Mahjub? What about that book of this Brelvi Alim? What about that book of Rahmatullah Kiranvi? What about that book? People, I want you to understand, this is not a response. When we are pointing something to you and we are saying that, look, this thing is against Quran and Sunnah, this thing cannot be believed as a Muslim, as a believer. And in response to that, you are telling us, oh, the other people have said the same thing. I want common Ahmadis to think about this. Is it really a response? Because the response is, can this thing be justified from Quran and Sunnah? Because if this thing can be justified from Quran and Sunnah, then Mirza Ghulam Qadyani is okay, and so are the other people okay as well. But if something is against Quran and Sunnah, then if Mirza Ghulam Qadyani is committing a crime, so other people have committed the crime as well. So secondly, he was saying that look at the other places. Look what Mirza Ghulam Qadyani has said in other places. But what about this place? When he is dedicating 5 pages to explain his position, why do you want to just, escape all of that? Why you just want to overlook all of that? Because look, we agree in principle that when you are understanding a text, you need to consider the context. Yes, we agree. You need to look at the other writing. Yes, we agree. But that does not mean that these particular 5 pages are not saying anything on their own. The whole point is what Mirza Ghulam Qadyani is trying to explain in these 5 pages. What is the whole point of these 5 pages? And then after that, he was trying to say, look, in other places, Mirza Ghulam Qadyani said that, Isa alayhi salam is a righteous prophet. We believe that he was a... We are not saying all of that. If Mirza Ghulam Qadyani has praised Isa alayhi salam in some places, and he has said these things in other places, that praise will not explain these allegations. Now, sometimes they would say, oh, look at Mirza Ghulam Qadyani's such and such writing. He said that I have never said anything against Isa alayhi salam. You know what is it? Muslims are raising an objection against Mirza Ghulam Qadyani. In response to that, he is basically denying all of those allegations. No, when Muslims are putting any allegations, It will not prove their case. We agree. But at the same time, when Mirza Ghulam Qadyani is denying the allegation, it will not prove his position as well. Because everything will be decided on the basis of evidence. I give you a simple example. When somebody who is having some allegations against him or her is in the court of law, so the party who is reading out the allegations, just them putting the allegation does not prove anything. And in most of the cases, what does happen in response? The party who's being accused, they would deny all of those allegations. So when they deny allegations, are they just set free? Okay, because you have denied it, now you can go home. After that, the case starts. After that, the person putting the allegation, they have to produce the evidence. And the person upon whom allegations are being put, they are given the chance to explain themselves. So what I'm trying to say is that mere denial of Mirza Ghulam Qadyani does not prove or disprove anything. Right? Now, one last point. Did you notice that at the end, Razi was giving the example? He said that, look, look, for example, the people are raising objection on Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam regarding marriage of Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha. So what? It does not mean, in response to that, we cannot say, oh, this marriage does not take place. Muslim apologists, they respond to their allegations. They explain what they are asking as objections. We cannot deny the event. So basically, please, if Razi was really making this point by stating the example of people raising objections regarding the marriage of Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, in this, by giving this example, Razi is actually acknowledging the whole point, and that was that yes, according to Mirza Ghulam Qadyani, these things did happen, but let's try to explain them. And last but not the least, there's not a single instance in all of those 5 pages where Mirza Ghulam Qadyani is saying that, look, these things never happen. These things are not found in the life of the prophets. Mirza Ghulam Qadyani continuously making an argument. He's telling people that, look, in the life of the prophets, there are many good things. Focus on those good things, on the good things. At the same time, there are very few things. He says, Nadirul Wujud. Nadir al Wujud. They do exist, but they are very few. They are very little. Don't focus on them. And then he says that those people who do not have a clean heart, they are focusing on those few things which are blameworthy. And then he explains that, look, these things are left in the life of the Prophet, Nauzubillah, by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to test the people. He said these are mutashabihat, these are obscure matters. These things are there for a reason. Allah wants to test them. And so much so, Mirza Ghulam Qadyani is saying that had Allah willed, he would have made the life of the prophets absolutely clean. But then he says, but he did not do that. So instead of going on and on, I just want to put that one passage on the screen one more time with the translation. Inshallah, in your own time, you can read that passage, and then inshallah, you can make up your own mind. Then inshallah, I will start taking the people from the backstage. Inshallah, I'll put them on the screen. But I just want you to look at this one passage. All of that worth reading, but let me make it small so you can take the screenshot of both the English one. Okay, let me actually make it bigger. So I will give you the opportunity to take screenshot both of Urdu and of English as well. So look at this one. This is the Ruhani Khazain, volume 15, page number 423, right? And the book is Tiryakul Kulub. This was actually the whole thing in discussion. In this one, so first you can take the screenshot. So this is the Urdu one, And now you can take the screenshot of the entire English translation as well. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so this is the English, the full thing. Inshallah, you can take a screenshot. Now, look at this one. I just want to read the last 2.5 lines. Agar Khuda Taala chahta, had Allah willed, तो अपने पाक बंदों का तरीक और अमल हर एक पहलू से ऐसा साफ और रोशन दिखलाता. He said that had Allah willed, Allah would have shown the action and the path of his righteous people clean from every aspect in such a way कि शरीर इंसान को एतराज की गुंजाइश ना होती. That somebody who is somebody with the bad intention could not have raised any objection. मगर खुदा ताला ने ऐसा ना किया. But Allah did not do this. What? Allah did not do what? He said Allah did not, because he said that had Allah willed, Allah would have done such and such. Then he said, but Allah did not do that. So what is it which Allah did not do? Allah did not make the life of the prophets absolutely clean. Allah has left things in them. And then the examples are, don't forget when we started, these are the examples he gave right in the beginning. Look, he gave the example of Musa alayhi salam. He gave the example of Khidr alayhi salam. He gave the example of Isa alayhi salam. He said that when Musa alayhi salam took the stuff of Egyptians, and when Khidr, he killed that child, and when Isa alayhi salam let that prostitute to get closer to him and to rub that oil, which was haram oil, and he let her rub on his body. Now what I'm trying to say is, the event of Khidr alayhi salam, did it not happen? And according to Mirza Qadyani, the event of Musa, he said these things happened, but they happened with Allah's plan. Allah wanted to test the people who have the bad intentions or who do not have the clean heart. Anyhow, inshallah, instead of me talking one-sidedly, let's inshallah give the time to the people from the other side as well. So yes, Ahmadi Muslim, can you hear me?
अस्सलामु अलैकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू. How are you, Imtiaz भाई? कैसे हैं? ठीक है आप?
I'm very good. How are you?
कैसे आपने रोजा रखा?
Please continue with your point. Inshallah, we'll discuss other things afterwards.
ठीक है. नहीं, मैं ऐसी सवाल पूछ रहा था. मैंने पूछना था आपसे कि क्या जब बंदा वफात मसीह का कायल ना हो, क्या बंदा फिर काफिर होता है?
I'm gonna bring you on the screen for the last time. Okay, the topic is Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadi. Secondly, please speak English. It's an English stream. If you can't speak, inshallah, you can come in the Urdu live streams as well. The question is, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadyani is telling us that the Prophet of Allah, Isa alayhi salam, he was having this relationship with the prostitutes, but he was doing with Allah's plan, and this is something mutashabih or obscure matter. He said, don't look at this one, look at the other good things of Isa alayhi salam, and these things are there with the plan of Allah. So I'm gonna put you on the screen, and I want you to tell your position on what's being said for the last 1.5 hours. Okay, when it comes to Wafate Masih, Hayate Masih, inshallah, we'll give you the opportunity. First, number one, please speak English, because mostly people don't understand Urdu who are watching right now. Secondly, please respond to the point.
Okay, so I was just a bit confused because you called your stream calling Ahmadis to Islam.
Look, Ahmadi Muslim, my request to you is, can you please respond to the exact point? Look, I'm telling you, I'm going to give you the full opportunity to ask any other question as well. No problem at all. Okay, please respond to the point first.
So what you have mentioned is clearly Ilzami Jawab, okay? Hazrat Masih Maud has clearly stated in his books that Hazrat Isa alayhi salam never sinned, and he was one of the pious and most beloved prophets of Allah Ta'ala. Okay, so your argument doesn't make any sense.
You finished?
Yes, I'm finished.
Thank you very much. Inshallah, see you next time. Okay, let's inshallah give time to somebody else, because look, I want people just to see the worth of his response, because I don't see any need for the back and forth. So let's inshallah put